Aries, to your January 2025 Astro Dice reading. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what is going on. The first month of the new year. How exciting. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So let's do kind of a breakdown over here of what's important. One of the important houses anyways. There's going to be probably other houses that are very important, right? But let's see what we got here. We have some Cancer energy coming out with the sun. Ooh, going straight to the second house, talking about that money, and assets. Definitely talking about the sun, though, talking about that purpose, your life's purpose, being the shining star, your immortal spirit, purpose and destiny is involved at this time. Really getting straight into yourself over here, where you're going with Cancer energy. This energy is emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving. It may concern family, a mother, or a child. Could be feeling a lot of these emotions as we just had the new moon. Actually, it's a little early today, right? But so we'll say we're getting ready for one, or if you're watching this after the new moon, we just had it, right? No matter what, the portal is open, so it is causing these emotions, right? Having these emotions coming up as we have this beautiful new moon in Capricorn in the sky right now. In the sky that you cannot see, right? It's actually considered a dark new moon, right? It's like darker than dark. It's because of the winter. Your assets, finances, and the things that you value. Yeah. Great time for manifesting your New Year's resolutions. That's what the new moon, this new moon really likes. It says, hey, it's a new moon. It's darker than dark. My portal's really big. Let's get in there and start manifesting, getting ready for 2025. If you guys have not watched your New Year's forecast, it is in the playlist, or you can find it on the homepage. It's actually easier to find on the playlist. I always find it that way, right? Than scrolling through 1,000 different videos looking for what I want. Okay, let's see. Getting straight into the situation. The situation is taking place in the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Straightforward. Getting in here. Best message for that sun. We have the loving man coming out. There's that caring, kindred partnership. Ooh. And feeling like I'm planning some actions. So you might have this, it feels like you have this beautiful person around you. It also feels like you're in a very loving mode as well, right? It's open up to this kindred partnership, this maybe romance, right? Of what's going on around the situation as you're planning actions. I do feel like in the second house, it's planning some kind of vacation, planning something, right? Maybe we're going to buy a new car. We're going to go out. We're going to do things, but it's kind of like I'm looking at my money. I'm looking at my assets, right? But I'm also involving myself within the care of my family, my loved ones. So let's see why and how this kindred partnership, how this loving person has something to do with the second house. Ooh, for some of you, you may own a business and be involved with someone at work. I know a lot of people are going to be like, no way, but it does happen. Okay, so it could be some kind of work-based romance. Or you may have met this person at work. Okay, for some of you. However it is, I feel like there's something work-related when it comes to a kindred partnership. They come in all the time. I see them, right? But it does feel like you are planning the action towards this person, but it has a lot to do with your work. It has something to do with your finances. So we do have the commitment over here when it comes to this loving person with the kindred relationship over here. It is overcommitted. So you do feel like you have a relationship, but you do feel like you're a little overcommitted. It just feels like maybe your work is taking you away from your loved one. You feel like you're a little overworked, but you're planning out some kind of action, planning out some kind of proposal. When it comes to this situation, following your heart with the creativity. I think you're very, when it comes to the assets that you have, it just feels like this is, I have to put out all my commitments, but I have to kind of juggle, and it just feels like things are a little bit out of balance when it comes to work and romance. Okay, so it does feel like maybe you're trying to, you know, for some of you, you're actually planning some kind of sneak away, right? Weekend type of scenario. Trying to be at that, proposing to go out, do something. You guys could be planning a vacation together, a time out, planning on going and buying a new car. We do see the Knight of Cups. Maybe you guys are, just taking that time out to go plan to buy some kind of asset. Maybe you're getting ready to go out and look for homes, look for, things of value. Maybe you're buying them something of value, which is considered an asset as well. You buy a diamond. Guys, you buy a diamond ring. Okay, and you're proposing, that's an asset. Okay, pretty much anything over $1,000 is an asset, right? So we have the new beginning over here. Not going to let go of this situation, but there seems to be like some kind of family issue going on. But I do have travel again, so there's something that has to do with traveling and planning an action. So, and it's, so we do have this new beginning over here. Maybe you have to travel a lot for work. So you're coming back, planning this big vacation, this, getaway. You guys use your own discernment. There's definitely something about traveling, buying something, proposing new ideas into action, even though, but it has something to do really a lot with assets. But I do see the works aspect too. That traveling to and from work, or I've been working really, really hard, earning this money to do such a thing, because no matter what, you're going to need money, right, to be able to do this. Saving my money, however it is. The new beginning that's starting for you in the middle of the month over here, just almost right around the time of the full moon. We're going to have that full wolf moon coming up. I will be doing that reading. That's a reading I really do like. There's certain readings I just feel like I have to do them. I love them. Because they have strength. Letting go of any worry. I do feel like if you guys were worried about someone, that had some kind of past resentment when it came to a family member about this situation, you're now getting past this situation. Some kind of, it could even be, what is that? Scattered energy, delay, or frustration. I think that your family member, your loved one, whoever this is over here, I think it has something to do with the way you work, the way you may be a little obsessive and overcommitted to work. So maybe they do feel like, you're kind of giving to them in the beginning of the month, but they don't, they're like still having some kind of resentment toward you about your attached strings, about your work commitments. But you're letting that go for your Nine of Cups. You're not going to allow that energy to come through, because you do have the fruits of your labor. It's almost like I'm going to show you that we have the fruits of our labor, that everything is fine. I do feel like, either you or them, somebody's really obsessed with work over here and rarely taking the time out to travel. Here's travel again. To travel, to, maybe they don't feel like you express your love enough, or vice versa. That you're so over worried about your finances. But it's like I feel like you just gave them, and you guys just had a great time, or going to have a good time in the very beginning of the month, right? Or at least planning that action out if you have not done so, right? If you haven't done it here, it's getting ready. It could even be in the mid-month. It's going to be a little bit different, whether it's just, planning and then doing so, or just planning. because no matter what it is, you've already started planning that action. But I do feel like they feel like you're kind of after your own Nine of Cups. Excuse me. I have a lot of allergies in the air today. So, but I do feel like they think you're doing it. I don't know why they feel like you're doing it more for yourself when it's actually, I feel like yeah, it's a lot for yourself as well. I mean, you want to make sure that you're, content, but I feel like the Nine of Cups is not just you, yeah, it's you, but I feel like it's you putting the efforts out there to make sure that you have the finances and have the resources that you need to be able to do the things that you want to do. I just don't see that they really see it that way. It's kind of crazy though, because in the beginning of the month, it's like I do feel they did see that, but the more that time goes on, it's almost like they're kind of, for some of you, it almost feels like they're kind of pointing the finger and kind of persecuting you for like you, but you work so much. How are we going to actually get to this area? Or if we've already done that, how are we going to do it again? Right? They just don't feel like they get enough time with you, is what it really looks like. Like I said, if you know it's the other way around, it's vice versa, go ahead and take it that way. But it does look like for some of you, it's like you have some unpaid debts that you're really trying to work on. So you don't want to be buying too many assets. You don't want to be overspending too much. You're trying to keep yourself in this place of contentment and satisfaction when it comes to your finances. But it feels like maybe they want a little more attention. They want more, more things done. They want to go out and splurge more. And you're kind of holding it back. And I don't know why they don't get it. It makes them upset though and frustrated. Because then they start like, well, you're always at work. You're always here. You're always doing this. Well, it's like, yeah, we have to pay these bills. Increase. The end of the month. You're definitely kind of seeing the conscious lack of the situation, but you're not trying to get yourself into any kind of victim mentality, right? You're trying to keep yourself away from that Eight of Swords, that Nine of Swords. Okay, but you're understanding that there's a lot, and it does feel like maybe you did kind of overdo it. You might be overspending, even though you're trying your hardest to keep, within your fruits of your labor. For some of you, you may have got a raise and you ended up going and spending the majority of it, and you're just trying to, and then you're realizing, I probably should have saved some of this to pay some of these debts off, but I wanted to go out and have fun. Of course, we all want to go out and have fun, and this makes, so and so happy. It makes me happy, however it is. But then it kind of feels like down here, like maybe you kind of overdid it. That's for some of you for sure, because now you're feeling that kind of conscious lack over here, or maybe they're making you feel like you have a conscious lack, right? Sometimes people can get in our head, but it does feel like you have an increase in joy and happiness. But somebody is causing, this person is causing, you guys could be dealing with a water sign. Could be a Cancer, but it does feel like they are, or a Scorpio. Feels like they are kind of getting in your head, so you are kind of letting that go. So it feels like you're letting it go again. So you're not really putting yourself into this area of, oh boy, I'm kind of stuck now, or oh boy, I kind of overdid it. Anything that could pull you into this, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have listened to them, right? Because then that's playing victim. So it's more like you're manifesting, you're going to work, you're still got, your desires, you're holding on to that pinnacle tightly, saying, no, yes, there it is, keeping myself out of the Eight of Swords. I just said that, right? So it's like, even though you might have a little bit of this understanding of conscious lack of finances, because I kind of went and spent money, you're kind of telling yourself, I love this though, Page of Pentacles, I'm telling myself I can make more money, everything's going to be fine, keeping yourself strong. But it does feel like somebody could be working on your inner weaknesses. But it's like, it's kind of crazy. And it could be your family members. Why did you go out and do this and that? Why did you buy this car? Why did you do this when you know you have bills? Look, we all have bills. They're not going to go away like that. If I only lived for every day of one credit card bill or two credit card bills, I would never have a house. I'd never have a car. I'd never go out and have fun. I'd never do anything because I would just sit back and worry about how I'm going to pay off this bill. I have bills. You have bills. We all have bills. But we have other things we would like to do in life except for sit around and look at some bill. So it kind of feels like that's where you're coming out of and you're kind of breaking it down. Okay, you're having kind of a breakdown over here. And I don't mean mental breakdown. I mean you're breaking it down. It kind of did sound like that. Like, I'm having a mental breakdown. Yeah, I am. No, you're like kind of breaking down the conflict to keep yourself out of the conflict within just those areas. Like, I need to go out and have fun too. And she want to go out. And it could even be a child you're taking out, whoever it or whatever it is. But it does feel like you might have a family member that's like, hey, you know, why are you, why are you doing those things when you know you can't 100, you might not 100% afford it? It was like, well, you take the time when the time comes. We can't always afford everything. If I sat there and waited for when I could 100% afford things, I would never have nothing. So, yeah. So it's just about you really using your intuition. And I love that though, because it's like, it's having that intuition. It's really, gathering your senses over here and knowing, what I needed to do, enjoying life. And I just feel like you're just going to go out and really enjoy life. Yeah, you're going to have some unpaid debt, just like we all do. But I really see it as, you really feeling that loving side, you really wanting to be compassionate and really doing things for your family, even though you might have, like I said, another family member, could be your mom or somebody, might even be a friend, whoever it is, telling you, I don't know why you do such a thing, right? When you know you owe such and such, but I wouldn't worry about that because it doesn't say you're hurting yourself. I'm sorry, it does not. It says you're enjoying life. As we enjoy life, we raise the vibrations and we wait for things to come, right? We wait for new things to come. So just really standing in your present power right now. So you're really going to find that at the end of the month. And I love the bottom of the deck because it says in February, you're going straight into this happy success. So I do feel like whatever you put out, you're like, okay, you know what? But it'll come back around. And surely it does. Okay, surely it does. You'll be able to, have that happy success, save that money and start, doing what you need to do. But we all need to get out there and have some fun. And it looks like that's what you're doing. You're going to get out there and have some fun. Okay. With someone. Okay, but I love it because it says you really made it your commitment. And for a lot of you, it is a loved one. It's your husband, your wife, your girlfriend. Could be them and your kids, however. Okay. Or just going out there and getting your commitments of buying this new car. Guys, you know what it is. It's whatever your passions are. Okay, but I feel like you are really kind of the loving person though, because you're really loving yourself. It's a lot here about self-love and self-attainment, and giving to others, right? Spreading it out. You know what? Let's go out and have some fun. Let's do it. But somebody surely is on your butt about it. Okay, guys. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.